We asked for your draft-related questions, and you gave them to us. It's time to get them answered. We have our draft expert, Nolan Nawrocki, here. First up comes from Sodification. He wants to know, are there any players that had really good workouts, but maybe they're not going to impress in the NFL like they did with their workouts? Guys he threw out like Dontari and Stephen Hill.
They're both going to be way overdrafted for their upside and what they can do in the future, not for what you saw on tape. I think two more that fit that category are Illinois' Whitney Merciless and USC's Nick Perry, two pass rushers. I think they grade out like second-round talents, but they could get overdrafted and go in the late first round because of their upside.
We've seen it through the years. Guys like Michael Mully, even Vernon Golston performed so well in these workouts, but then fizzled out once they got to the NFL. Pro Football Exclusive sent up a couple of questions. We appreciate that. Here's one of them. He wanted to know if there's a prospect in this year's draft similar to Phillip Rivers, and also a Chargers-related question. If you see maybe San Diego looking at a quarterback late in the draft this year.
With Charlie Whitener's back in the saddle and it's a number 2, I think they got to find another quarterback. It was a disappointment in Seattle, and I think he knows the system well, but he's an ideal number 3. B.J. Coleman, to me, from Tennessee Chattanooga, is a player that's very similar to Phillip Rivers, and then he's got the size, he's heavy-footed, he's got that throwing motion that's comparable. I think he's best in the short to intermediate passing game. I could see him working out well in Norv Turner's offense.
You're going to have to do something. You said Charlie Whitehurst, the only guy there. You figure they got to go in a different direction with the backup or third string. New York Giants fan 127, you sent us a couple of questions as well. We appreciate it. Here's one of them. He wants to know if there will be a second running back besides Trent Richardson that'll go in the first round, and if so, or either way, who's going to be the second running back off the board?
I think it's between David Wilson of Virginia Tech and Doug Martin from Boise State. Wilson's more of a playmaker, whereas Martin's more of a bell cow, but both of them could get looks late in the first round.
Saw Wilson's former teammate Ryan Williams go early in the second. We'll see if he can top that. And Black Starism, or at least that's what I'm going with is your name, had a question about the Steelers. You want to know with Todd Haley in there now, could you see them going after a running back in the draft to kind of fill that Dexter McCluster role that Haley had in Kansas City? And if so, who might fill that role? He threw out guys like Chris Rainey and LaMichael James.
They would both fit as good complementary backs. It's a very good question. And if you look at the history of the Steelers' offense under Bruce Arians, they've tended to use a one-back type of system, a big power back that can run inside. If they find somebody that could complement it, I think it would help, really help with what Todd Haley would like to establish. The two that he mentioned would work. There's some others like Michael Smith late in the draft from Utah State, who I think could be a 6th to 7th round pick. He'd be another name to throw into the hat.
Someone else to help out Rashard Mendenhall. Haven't really gotten out of him, and I think what Steelers fans were hoping they would. Those are just a few of your questions. Keep them coming. We'll keep the answers coming. And as always, you can check out all of our draft videos by going to youtube.com/profootballweekly.